Hey everybody, and welcome to From My Mother's Basement, the show that celebrates being a geek. I'm Jason.
And I am Michael.
And this episode looks to be a bunch of, almost entirely movie stuff.
Because there's a lot of really cool shit coming out.
Yes.
Or is out.
Very true. Well, should we get to, like, the really big one right off the bat, though?
The nice shock. The one that was leaked this week. Yeah, leaked my ass.
Well, let me play the trailer, because you guys have already seen it already. It doesn't matter. It's still awesome. And then I'll give my 2 cents on it.
Okay, let's do that.
Yes, here's the trailer. First look at Marvel's Avengers, Age of Ultron.
I so cannot wait for this to come out. I've heard other people and chat room also commented that, you know, this some people are calling it Marvel meets Terminator. Not really.
No.
I mean, okay, yeah, Ultron. You've got the one scene where he's coming out of the pool of what is believed to be vibranium.
Right.
Originally, it was supposed to be he's supposed to be a combination of vibranium and adamantite, but because Fox has the mutants and you can't use adamantite,
just vibranium.
It's just vibranium now. But also there were a couple. Oh man.
Yeah, there's so many aspects to that trailer that you can just
there's
apart.
Hint. Yeah, they hint and basically set up. This movie is definitely going to pave the way for Civil War.
Mm-hmm. I
mean, the thing of Hulk and Stark going at it is straight out of the Civil War storyline.
Yep.
The big thing they changed that's different between this and the original Ultron is the original Ultron was created by Henry Pym, aka Ant-Man. Ant-Man hasn't been introduced in the cinematic universe yet. He's showing up next year.
Mm-hmm.
So, they made it to where it's created by Stark. Okay, I can deal with that.
I can believe that in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I can believe that.
Yeah. And of course they're all still fighting each other.
But we laugh at the.
Oh my God! They picked James Spader as the voice of Ultron.
That was so good.
Premium casting.
So good on that one. I love the not so subtle Disney reference throughout the.
Oh yeah, the got no string, but
yeah,
it fits.
From Pinnochio, it works so well.
I mean, it's whoever came up with the concept for this particular trailer,
mm-hmm.
and the idea of throwing the trailer as a whole, but throwing that in, and the fact that he quotes that line.
Perfect. Stroke of genius on that one.
It's excellence in editing and planning.
Now, we were laughing beforehand about the supposed
they confirmed
leak.
Pym, HPL. They've confirmed Pym is in it.
But yeah, so they had the so-called leak that went viral in like half a second.
It went viral in half a second, and less than 6 hours later, the official hits because they're like, "Oh, it's out now! Damn it, Hydra!"
Yeah, that was this whole thing. God, that was
like,
great.
Really, guys, really.
Come on, that was brilliant. Now, here's the thing, though. I'm quite sure it was completely all planned out. But they have made some changes to their announcements. Because, last week the big news was we were going to get the first look at Age of Ultron during Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. This week now. Well, this thing came out. So they came out, the announcement, and said, okay, you know what? We're going to show new footage from Age of Ultron not seen in the trailer for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. now. So,
hopefully they'll do it in the version they post on Hulu because I'm not going to be able to watch it live.
If not, I'm sure it'll be all over YouTube by the end
of the
night.
I'm sure it will.
But in any case, whether it was planned, whether it was fake, this just means we get more Ultron footage faster. I'm perfectly fine with this. Now, if only we can just get, the movie and not have to wait till next May.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's going to be freaking epic. I just hope they don't try to do too much in one.
See, unfortunately, that's the fear of a lot of people, mine included, for the sole fact that they've already pretty much confirmed that yes, we're going to start doing the Civil War story arc with Captain America 3.
Mm-hmm.
How many movies that's going to be expanded upon, who knows? Maybe they might try to shrink it down to one single movie.
Or maybe they'll do what they do with the comics, spread it across all the titles.
Which I would definitely appreciate.
I would actually be okay with that. I mean, it's a pain in the ass when they do it in comics, but in movies, it's okay.
But then you start having the overlapping story arcs, which in comics is perfectly fine. For the most part, you can always go back and reread them and be able to catch up with it. But with the movies, I mean, they're going to start with Civil War. We still have Thanos out there who's coming down.
I think they're going to cover Thanos more in Guardians of the Galaxy because he actually showed up.
Mm-hmm. And well, they've already pretty much stated that for Avengers 3, you're going to have Avengers and Guardians. So
yeah, so I'm guessing Avengers 3 and Guardians is going to be Infinity Gauntlet.
There's going to be a definitely accelerated pace of a lot of these story arcs.
Well, I was listening to a radio show yesterday that I actually got major respect for, just for the fact they have this whole segment that talks about the geek stuff coming, and they're talking about the old Age of Ultron trailer and how they're basically trying that they hypothesized that Disney's pulling tricks to make it to where am I on? Yeah, I'm on. Okay. To make it to where X-Men basically is a non-starter for Fox, and then they just want to get rid of it and give it back to Disney. And Disney will have the option to buy it back because it's not going to make Fox any money. Spider-Man's, I mean,
at least Sony's playing ball.
Yes. Well, Sony's not, but Sony's being smart about it, though. They're going, yeah, okay, we'll let you have part of our license for this, but we're not giving it to you completely.
Right.
Which is a smart move. Hopefully Fox will get off its ass and do the same thing.
And I think this all has to deal with regarding the Spider-Man aspect of whether or not Sinister Six takes off and either flies on its own or bombs terribly.
Good point.
Because if Sinister Six takes off, hey, look, Spider-Man has his own universe that someone's going to take full advantage of. Why do we need to tie in with anybody else?
Well, the thing though, the Spider-Man movies have historically not done well.
Yes.
I mean, they've made money, but they've been turkeys. Pretty much after the first one with Tobey Maguire, which I thought was really good. Second one was I liked the second one because I like their take on Doc Ock.
Mm-hmm.
But from then third we got emo Spider-Man, and they said F this reboot.
Mm-hmm.
And now we got the Brit playing Spidey. Oh man! There's something else we're going to throw in there, but we'll get to that. Do we have any DC news in here?
Not really, no.
Oh, okay. Well, let's finish talking about this bit of Marvel, then we'll do a quick DC, then we'll move on to the others. How's that sound?
Works for me.
Okay. Do you want to shift to DC now?
Go for it.
Constantine is finally on the air. Oh my God, was it good? You haven't watched it yet, have you?
I haven't watched it yet. I have it DVR'd. I haven't sat down and watched it yet.
They're following, they are directly well, not directly, but they are heavily referencing the original Hellblazer books.
That's really good stuff.
Including storyline parts.
Good. Very good.
Like they reference the Newcastle incident from book 2.
Mm-hmm.
They reference they've got other Chaz shows up. Character Chaz shows up.
Here's my thing though. If these are just references, are they references for the sake of references as a nod to the comic book fans, or are they going to go somewhere with this?
These are characters that are brought in and actually play a part.
Okay.
I think his name's Peter or Petey or something like that. The hacker guy, he shows up in it. Chaz shows up in it. Papa Midnight has not shown up yet. I can't wait till they bring Papa Midnight in. But okay, to give you an idea, and this probably doesn't mean a lot to the audience, except for those who know her. Nikki is actually pleased with this one,
which is saying a lot.
Pretty high praise, considering how much she loves Constantine.
Mm-hmm.
and it's really good. You have to see it. It's the casting was perfect.
All right, I'll add it to my to-watch list. I mean, I've been trying to catch up on everything. I've only seen the first 2 episodes of Flash. I'm current on Shield. We'll talk
Oh
about
wow!
that
So
later.
I'm actually further along in a series than you are.
Yes, you are.
Flash is actually getting good. I like it.
All right.
I'm really not sure about the head of Star Labs, but I enjoy it. It's really good.
HP on the chat writes, my dream comic adaptation would be to somehow adapt Sandman and Lucifer to TV.
Sandman's already in the works
for a movie though, not
right,
for a
for a
TV
movie.
series. Yeah.
But it's off the pages. Lucifer I haven't read, so I can't comment on that one.
Gotcha.
I heard a rumor that I think would be total bullshit if they actually try and do it, because there's no way it would work. I heard a rumor they're actually someone's trying to option Michael Linsner's Dawn, Cry for Dawn.
I couldn't see it.
I don't know how they're gonna. I mean, okay, you've got the Lucifer's Halo storyline, but Cry for Dawn was about awesome character design, not deep story.
Yeah. All right. Well, Michael, you went to the theaters recently. What'd you go see?
I went and saw the Keanu Reeves makeup apology movie, aka John Wick. Go ahead and show the trailer, and we'll talk about it.
All right.
There are people who are saying that this is his best movie since Matrix, and I would agree, since the first Matrix movie, and I would agree. It's a definite apology for 47 Ronin in my mind. I loved it. I want to see it again, not in the same theater I saw it in, and I'll get to that in a minute.
Okay.
What's funny is rewatching that trailer now that I've actually seen the movie. There's a line in the trailer that's not in the movie. That's not particularly uncommon. And the version of the "Yeah, I think I'm back" line that they use in the trailer is not the version they use in the movie. The version they use in the movie, for the first time in a movie, you actually see Keanu Reeves pissed off and believe that he's pissed off. I mean, he actually put a little bit of effort into this. Now, you're right what you said to me earlier about, oh my God, they took my car. They killed my puppy. Everybody dies. Yes.
Well, he kills like 70, 80 people in this movie.
Uh-huh. And they're all Russian mobsters. Well, not all of them.
And I hear in all the reviews I've been reading about it that they're not just boom, boom, you're dead. Like, he almost toys with them before he...
In a couple cases, yeah. What's funny is who he kills and who he doesn't. Well, like the character, like Leguizamo, who's in that one part, who owns a chop shop. Yeah, that he's like, where the fuck did you get this car? And he decks the guy, and the guy's like, I'm gonna tell my dad. And he's like, tell him, I don't care. The dad calls. He's like, why did you hit my son? Because he stole John Wick's car and killed his puppy. Oh, thank you. Click. I mean,
nice.
It really is a good movie. Just if you get an option to see it in the X4D full motion theater, run.
Okay, what is that?
Basically, what it is you've heard about the Cinema XD Extreme. It's like the ultra high def.
Right.
And there's now Sony 4K, which actually looks.
Sony 4K is gorgeous. I've seen movies.
And that's what they were running it in. I mean, the screen portion of where I saw it was Sony 4K, and it was beautiful.
Okay.
The problem is what Extreme the X4D is they have banks of chairs. All the chairs, it's like stadium seating. There's like 3 chairs. They're in banks of 3 chairs. All the chairs have. Okay, here's a better way to think of it. Think of it like Honey, I Shrunk the Audience.
Okay.
Complete with the air blasts, the rocking chairs, shit poking you in the ass. All this crap, strobes going. They had mounted carpet dryers on the walls to generate wind effects.
Huh.
I mean, there's one point there's an explosion, and you know, there's down at there's this big box below the screen. I was looking at it, wondering what the hell it was at first, and then they spit a crap ton of chem fog out of the front of it, and it's dissipating while they're walking down on the screen. And of course, it didn't dissipate fast enough, so it obscured some of the action. I mean, I'm writing, and it was, if anything, it was a distraction.
It took away from the movie.
What?
It took away from the movie.
Yeah, it did. It radically distracted from the movie to the point where I was just like, this isn't necessary. Moving seats and that kind of shit, it's good if you're on a sim ride, or if you're dealing with something that's first person view. Like, for example, the flight scenes in the Hoth battle against the walkers, where they've got the first person view through the snow speeders.
Yes,
that would be a good use of this technology.
So Star Tours.
Basically, yeah. So backing a 1969 Mustang 350 out, backing it out, and the car goes, and the seat does this, and then it takes off, and you're. I was like, really? Do I have to just let me watch the fucking movie? Now, why did I bother going to see it? It was not my intention to see this in this format. It was the only one showing at the time I wanted to go.
Ah, gotcha.
It was either see it there at 12:30 or wait until 1:40, which was the earliest showing I could the next showing I could find anywhere in Oxnard, Ventura, or the neighborhood, or Camarillo. Okay. It was like the only one showing it at 12:30, and I was like, oh fuck. So X4D sucks ass. John Wick, pretty fun.
See, I'm kind of sad by that, because I'm wondering if this is not so much a problem with the tech, but the utilization of the tech. And here's my reasoning for that. Recently, Disneyland temporarily closed Captain EO to showcase an extended trailer for Big Hero 6.
Right.
And they utilize all of those extra effects, including the whole floor moving around and.
But did they utilize them effectively to engage you, as opposed to?
Oh dear God, yes. It just the ability that, hey, look, Baymax. I mean, this is not a spoiler. It's in the trailers. Baymax is falling off the side of the essentially Golden Gate Bridge and is about to hit the water, and then just takes off and goes across. You just feel the entire place go, and it's like, okay, that was actually kind of cool.
Okay, something like that I could deal with, but or like when they and there are points in the movie where he shoots a lot of fucking people in this movie.
The point where he shot this guy. Wait, which one?
Various points where he fires the gun. They have strobes pop.
Oh, see, that can be
not in your face, but I mean, just like
you can see it at the corner of your eye. Yeah,
right. They're along the walls. It actually fits because it's in sync with the hits, and they're kind of directional, so that kind of works. But every time somebody gets thrown to the ground, you feel these little things poke you in the ass, and it's like, what? How is that supposed to?
So it's just a bad implementation of the tech.
It's a really bad implementation of the tech. I mean, if you can use it in situations like you're describing to give you that sense of vertigo, or a sim ride like a roller coaster, great.
It goes back to like when 3D started to become a little more mainstream. There was some really bad popping your,
You realize we're in Generation 4 of 3D, right?
I know we are. But I'm talking like when...
I'm talking because this shit started back in the 50s.
I know. I'm talking about was like the Alice in Wonderland remake, the Tim Burton one and whatnot, where they did this 3D where it was just popping up in front of you. Right. But then we saw Tron Legacy, which used it for depth and just accents, and that just worked beautifully.
And it made a great distinction between the real world and the electronic world. Right.
So it's probably need another generation or two before it becomes actually something worthwhile to pay for.
Maybe. I am not gonna. It's gonna take a lot to convince me to even consider going to see a movie in this format ever again.
All right. Well, would you go see it and go and see the Kite or no?
Kites? I wouldn't know. I don't know if they've got segments of Kite where that could be effective, perhaps. Kite, Kite, however it's actually. We never got an official word on how it was pronounced.
We never got an official word. If you go to the Japanese side, Kite. If you go with this movie, I think they're just calling it Kite.
All right. It's one I want to see. It's
Mm-hmm.
one. I mean, the trailer looks awesome,
It's
and it's
currently
coming
out
out
in
soon.
it's currently out in limited engagement, like in like 4 theaters, 2 on each
Right.
coast.
Yeah, they need to get this in a wider release because I will go out of my way to see it.
Yeah, I can only find one, and it was like somewhere in North Hollywood that like
Oh,
some tiny
I'm not
theater.
making that drive.
Yeah. Shall we hear a trailer
I'm sorry,
again?
I'm not making that drive. But it's a movie that I definitely want to see because I loved the anime.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so good.
And they're
times.
actually, from everything I can tell, they are sticking to it pretty well.
Mm-hmm. So let's go ahead and share the trailer again because it's been a while.
Because it's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like somebody used a landmine to clear their sinuses.
Exploding 9mm shell.
Outlawed tactical weapon issued only to security forces.
I remember my parents. I remember that the Emir killed them.
You doing what you're doing because someone killed your parents?
To make sure he never forgets it. Take that to the Emir.
I'm looking out for you like your father would have wanted. I owe him that.
Find the girl.
I made a monster. A beautiful monster. It's an addiction, you know. A lust for revenge.
No kidding. The man who killed my parents. How do you know who he is?
If it's half as good as that trailer, and it looks like they took it shot for shot for shot.
The key scene that they needed to get right would be the bathroom scene.
The bathroom and the elevator, yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the two really establishing scenes.
Mm-hmm.
And it just clicked for me. That's Weinstein Company,
Mm-hmm.
who did Matrix.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this one will be good. We'll see. I'm really looking forward to seeing it. I will go out of my way to see it.
Yes, it needs to get a wider release. I mean, it's not going to probably see like your local AMC theater, but if they can get a wider release in the independent theater,
I think it might actually, depending on how it does on the limited. If enough people see it and enough people like it,
mm-hmm.
they may push for a wider release. It won't get the big fanfare because, but I hope it does. I really do.
Well, if any case, this pretty much guarantees that we're going to get the Blu-ray anyway. So,
oh hell yeah,
that's just a guarantee right there.
You know what's? Nikki and I made an observation the other day that it's kind of sad that it's getting to the point where you can, if you want to see a movie, unless it's something you absolutely have to see in the theater, wait till the Blu-ray comes out because it's cheaper to buy the Blu-ray for $35, to 25 to 35 depending, than it is for two people to go see a movie.
Yeah, that's very true.
I mean, there's a couple movies that I'm just doing that with at this point. I was like, I want to see them, not enough to go pay $30 to go see it.
True. Although, I unfortunately have gotten to the point where I go, for the premium theater experience, I guess you can call it. Because
that's the $30 I'm talking about.
Yeah, exactly. You go to like an AMC, you go to
a
theater chain or something like that. You get sticky floors, uncomfortable seats. Probably
actually the ones up here are a lot better.
Oh.
Stadium seatings up here are a lot nicer.
Around me, not so much.
Oh yeah, I know.
So I go to like the luxury places, Ultralux or Cinepolis, and yeah, you're paying like $15-$16 a ticket. But assigned seating,
big cushy chair, assigned seating.
I can have
you
a
can
beer.
order wine. Yeah, no, MovieCo in Thousand Oaks is the same way. And that's where I saw the first Expendables movie.
There's a Cinepolis that I went to that has a theater that's nothing but essentially like love seat bed kind of things.
Uh-huh.
You just go, and just relax.
Kick back and just, this is kind of awesome. There's a couple of those in Portland too.
And the thing is, for those type of theaters, you're not paying for the movie. You're paying for the experience, the theater experience, and I'm perfectly happy doing so.
Yeah, I'd say you're right on that, depending on the movie.
Because if a friend goes, "Hey, let's go see a movie at AMC," nah, I'm good. I mean,
it depends on the movie. I mean, then again, there are some movies that you want to go see with friends.
True,
because you want to share that experience.
And one case in point, I'm actually going to go see a movie tomorrow, twice. Once on Monday, once on Wednesday. Let me explain.
Which movie?
It's one of those. It's not even a movie. It's essentially a broadcast of a play that took place in England a few years back. It is a presentation of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Uh-huh.
But the two main actors, one being Benedict Cumberbatch, the other one...
Oh, the one they're doing over Cinemark Movies.
Yeah, the other one,
okay.
I forget his name. He starred in Prison Break. The main guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I forget his name.
Yeah, I forget his name too, but I know who you're talking about.
They did multiple performances where the two switched roles. So one time, Benedict Cumberbatch played Dr. Jekyll. The next, Frankenstein. Sorry, is the name of the movie or the production. So one's playing Dr. Frankenstein. Another time they're playing the monster. So you get to play both roles.
Interesting. Fathom Events. That's what it is. Fathom Events.
So it's only a one night only thing. So they're doing one version Monday at 7:00. They're doing the other version Wednesday at 7:00.
Why do they always do this shit on nights I work? Why can't they do this shit on the weekends? You know, I mean, because that'd be kind of awesome to see.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they were doing. They've also been doing. Cinemark's been doing this thing lately. I don't know if it's still going, but where they're bringing back classic movies.
Mm-hmm.
It's really sad that anything over 20 years is classic.
Yeah.
But stuff going, like, for example, they brought a remaster, if you will, of the audio and an up-res of the video for, they did a Harrison Ford thing where they had Indiana Jones back on a giant screen on a Sunday. And then they did Back to the Future. They did, Lawrence of Arabia.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're bringing back some of these classic films.
There are a couple,
and they're putting them on these huge screens with this excellent, and remastering the audio.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
There's a couple theater chains in Orange County that's doing the exact same thing.
Well, Century's down. Century's in.
Beyond just Century, and it's a really great way to look into it. Now, granted, I've only seen just a few movies just like that. The most recent wasn't even tied into that. It was just the 30th anniversary of the original Ghostbusters.
Oh, yeah, I missed that.
Going to see that in theaters. Oh, it was so good. It was so good. The only downside, and I guess it was to be expected, is that this little girl, maybe no older than 10, is sitting behind us and is like, "What's that, Ghost Daddy?" And I'm like, "Oh, God." Shut up, child, so you can enjoy the presence of Dan Aykroyd.
Enjoy it, then get the Blu-ray, and then question your dad. Speaking of other stuff, there's a lot of sleeper movies coming out that are, the stuff I never heard of, and I literally stumble upon while looking at other stuff. Case in point, another one we're going to talk about briefly is, why did I put the word anime in there? Oh, well. A potentially awesome, make you think movie called Automata. That it's basically what happens when machines become sentient type scenario. Its looks remind me of a mix between Blade Runner and District 9. And it's got an actor. I really like. It's starring Antonio Banderas and Dylan McDermott. I don't know how to describe it. Just play the trailer.
Okay.
You guys we gotta see this movie, dude. This one snuck up out of nowhere.
That's the first time I've seen this. Where the hell did this come from?
Believe it or not. Well, where the movie came from, I'm not 100% sure. But I was cruising trailers on Hulu the other day.
Okay.
And I was just scrolling through what's coming out, what's new, what's current, and I saw that one. I'm going, Antonio Banderas. I haven't seen Antonio Banderas in a while. Let's see what he's doing. And then I saw that trailer, and I'm just like, oh my god, I've got to see this movie.
It looks like it's initially came from Spain.
That's possible.
That
would explain a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
But the just
that looks,
people are making that quality of a story from the looks of it.
That looks fun,
doesn't it? Well, it looks fun, and it's also one of those. It's going to make you think.
Mm-hmm.
Because let's be honest, eventually it's going to happen.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely incredible.
Just the whole.
Now, granted, the production values aside, the story it's talking about has been done several dozen times, but thankfully it's never been really done the same way.
Well, right.
Twice.
Right. I mean, there's a reason I made the Blade Runner comparison.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you could see it in the trailer. But you're right. The story has been done in Blade Runner, iRobot. Oh God, what else? I mean, Silent Running to an extent.
Mm-hmm.
These concepts have been discussed in films for at least as long as I've been alive. But you're right, they've never been really done the same way twice. And I'm liking the take on this one. It also reminds me of the anime version of Metropolis.
Kinda, yeah. It could be really good. We'll definitely need to see it either in theaters or I'll wait for
AI.
a
That's
stream.
another one that was an example. Thank you, Sega fan.
AI is.
Although AI's the ending of AI was crap.
That was Spielberg going, how can I put my take on this?
How can I make it less depressing is what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Because the original story of that shit of him getting picked up, no.
It should
Didn't happen.
Should have ended with pan back from, please make me a robot, pan back, fade to black, credits.
No.
I think that would have been
perfect. As he's sinking. Because in the original story,
that's true.
When he's sinking in the water, that was the end.
So you need to have,
but that's way too depressing.
It needs to have more stuff like that. Like I remember, a friend of mine and I were actually. This is back when Final Fantasy Advent Children came out.
Oh man, I love that movie.
And we thought, okay, the ending could have been better. It didn't need the last bit. So we decided.
Big fight versus Bahamut. Hell yeah, it did.
Well, we had to.
We're
edit
talking about the fight against Sephiroth.
Well, you know the scene where. Cloud, I think he gets stabbed, with the sword, and he goes down.
Right.
What we did, we took that scene, slowed it down, fade to black, credits. I'm like, yes, he died.
No, you do that with Eris.
Well, yeah,
I cheered when she got skewered. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I was also the kind of asshole who brought her back. I found a cheat to bring her back.
Seriously? There's a way to bring her back?
There's a way to bring her back. She doesn't show up in the storyline, but when you're fighting people, she actually can be a playable character again, which was so helpful near the end.
You need to tell me how to do this, because I've got that game on my computer right now.
All right.
You have to tell me how to do that. So let's move on from something that's, serious and going to make you think to something that sometimes you don't want to think, because it's that time of year where you have movies. Who cares? It's Halloween. It's all gore movies. Some genuinely scary, others just
not so much.
Not so much. And they're doing something really cool. Hulu is doing something. You know what? Just roll the trailer.
All right.
Now we're halfway through that, obviously, but we had to bring it up because it's awesome. Among the movies they're showing, Gingerbread Man, Trancers, the original Trancers, which I remember watching that movie and thinking, oh my God, this is a turkey. Like she said, Evil Bong, Puppet Master, and it's all culminating on Halloween night with Evil Dead.
Nice way to end it. I like it.
And what she's doing is she's doing an intro,
and
then during the movies, it's almost like a pop-up video thing, It's like you know how she in the original she used to make comments.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what it does, it'll pop a little thing and it'll go "Badunk," and it'll expand, and you'll see her picture, and it'll be whatever the line is that she wants to throw in there.
Well, I myself remember the VH1 pop-up video. In 1981, Jewel was flipping burgers. The next year, she had a multi-platinum hit.
Yeah, exactly, stuff like that, and some of the people in these movies, oh my god, like Bill Maher was in the one movie. I mean, really? I didn't even remember he was ever in a movie. So I'm a longtime Elvira fan. I mean, I was watching her when she was still on Channel 9. So it's Halloween, dude. It's not Halloween without Elvira.
And she's like well over 50.
She's in her 60s.
Yeah.
60s or late 60s, early 70s or thereabouts. And she's looking fine. Oh my
Hell,
god.
even when she's out of her outfit, her Elvira costume, she still looks great.
Yeah, even when she's just being Cassandra Peterson, she's just like, oh my god, she's really aged well.
Some people are just gifted like that. People like Harrison Ford, not so much.
I think she honestly bathes in the blood of virgins, but it's possible. That's the only thing I could think of.
It's got to be the only thing.
I mean, if she were African American, okay, there's a genetic predisposition there, but because let's be honest, African Americans either age really well or really bad.
Yeah.
Asians are the same way.
Well, no, I mean people might think we're trying to be stereotypical or racist. We're really not, because I mean,
we're
honestly,
not. I mean,
look at any Asian woman that you can get images. I've actually had this happen before. That a friend of mine introduced me to her mom, and I could have sworn she was her sister.
Mm-hmm.
And then about 5 years later, bam! What happened? Where's your mom? Where's your?
Also, she looks like Cologne from Ranma.
Yeah. Yeah, genetics can be a bitch sometimes.
Yeah, well, exactly. She happens to have good genetics and a fair amount of makeup, but that's okay.
Well,
because it's Elvira.
Exactly. All right, Michael. Well, we've talked all about movies. Let's get to TV. Michael, what have you been watching?
I have actually been busting my butt and getting caught up on stuff.
Good.
I am current on S.H.I.E.L.D.
Nice.
What?
Are you enjoying where S.H.I.E.L.D. is going?
I am curious. I'm a little annoyed with Fitz. I think it's awesome that Kyle MacLachlan is Sky's father.
Yeah, that was just like, okay, how are we going to spin this?
Well, no. The fact that they picked Kyle MacLachlan to play him, I just like, oh my god, it's good to see Kyle MacLachlan do TV again, and it's still cheesy. Okay. Because, I mean, in Twin Peaks, he was ultra cheesy. Of course, first time I ever saw Kyle MacLachlan, I'm going to be hipster for a moment.
Kyle's going to be busy very soon.
Well, last time I saw, you talking about Hebert or MacLachlan?
MacLachlan.
Oh, well, first time I ever saw him was in Dune.
Well, you heard the notice from, I think it was Showtime or Showtime, about Twin Peaks.
Oh, yeah, that they're bringing it back for an additional season.
For, I think like 9 or 10 episodes, which ties directly into that one scene, I'll see you in 25 years. When they air episode 1, it'd be 25 years to the day.
Nice.
I was like, that's a nice tie-in.
That's awesome. But yeah, so I'm kind of liking where that's going.
Mm-hmm.
I'm current on Flash.
Mm-hmm.
You're 2 behind.
I am 2 behind. Yes.
I'm liking it,
but
I don't. But then again, I don't have a deep investment in the original comic character.
Okay.
I mean, if the only investment I've got as far as Flash goes is the smartassy version voiced by Lex Luthor from Smallville in the animated series. So that's really the extent of my investment in the Flash. And there's some really funny bits in that too in Justice League. But I'm liking the story. I'm not so sure about, I can't remember his name for the life of me, but the head of Star Labs. I don't know what the hell his game is.
Yeah.
I just, what the hell?
They're pushing way too fast on that side story.
Well,
so quick.
So you haven't seen episode 4, so I can't tell you yet.
No, I'll watch it. I'll watch it this week.
It's so that I'm almost caught up on Blacklist. I'm like half an episode behind.
Still haven't watched it yet. It's on my to watch list.
Oh, you need to watch Blacklist. It's so good. Let's see, what else am I current on? I am current on Gotham.
You're still watching it. That's surprising. Are you
If
still
you
hoping?
ignore the Batman tie-ins, it's actually pretty good.
They shove the Batman tie-in so far
no.
down your throat.
But no, I mean, yeah, they threw away. They took the canon, threw the book, decided to unzip their pants and piss all over it. I get that. But as a story, as a cop story, although slightly over the top in a couple points, it's actually pretty good.
Really?
I'm actually liking Jada Pinkett's character.
Is Fish Mooney actually getting
really well written? She's well written. Jim Gordon's character is well written. How much of it, if any, have you watched?
I've seen the first 2 episodes.
Have you seen when the chick from MCU visits Barbara?
No. Is this one of those I need to?
I don't know that I want to subject you to it because I know you'll hate the rest of it.
Let me phrase that. It's still being DVR'd, so...
Okay. There's a relationship there that one does not expect, and I'm actually kind of impressed / surprised they went there. But it's also a lot of the Penguin coming up. And it seems to be... you've got the couple stories. You've got the... Gotham's corrupt, and we're going to do it, and Jim Gordon's trying to find a way to clean some of it up, as he's trying to, but he's also trying to establish himself as, not getting himself killed.
Right.
Then you've got the Maroni Falcone war coming. You've got Fish Mooney trying to destroy Falcone to take over. And then you've got the Penguin is building his power base.
Okay.
That storyline's actually really cool. How he's doing it and just how freaking psycho this guy really is. It's good. It's really good. But if you're a fan of Batman, especially if you're a big fan of Batman, you're going to freaking hate it.
Well,
I mean, it depends on how into Batman you are. If you can separate, well, you know me, Jason. I can separate myself from virtually anything and just view it from the other side.
Right.
That's the only reason I can enjoy this story, is because I have the ability to do that.
Okay. Fair enough.
If they tried to pull the shit with some of the other characters that I'm really into, I don't think I could buy it. But
okay. I do have to say though, I'm hesitant to continue on with Gotham, although I said I did have a DVR'd, but.
How many episodes in are you?
I said, only 2 episodes in. But
Selena Kyle needs to be shot. I'm sorry. The girl pisses me off.
Well, I'm sure she'll be shot once she finishes every single pose ever done in any comic. But
and sliding down hoods. She's doing that now, too.
But I did finally pick up something that both you and my friend Rubens has told time and time again. And that was Batman Assault on Arkham.
Yes.
Oh my god!
What this should have been called was Suicide Squad, the animated movie.
It should have been. This is literally a test run for a live-action Suicide Squad movie, the way I look at it.
Yeah,
because if this can
or Suicide Squad animated series,
or that too. Holy crap! Okay,
wasn't it great?
First off, this is not for kids. Oh
no.
My god!
Oh gods, no! Batman swears it is definitely not for kids.
Well, not even that. It's just the scene between Deadshot and Harley, but then...
Oh, yes, that one.
Yeah. The action
they actually kept that from the comic, which surprised me.
Action was fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Voice acting...
incredibly well animated.
Oh, yeah, incredibly well animated. A couple of the character designs didn't really...
Like King Shark?
Yeah, I didn't like that.
I was not happy with King Shark.
I was just like, are you trying to be a Bond villain?
Well, yeah, and that's what he was. It was like a cross between it was a cross between Wes from Road Warrior
and Jaws.
It's
I can kind of see Harley's take on this.
Harley's about the most faithful adaptation.
Although just every once in a while, just Yahtzee. I'm like, oh god, they kept it.
I'm actually relatively impressed with the guy they had playing, doing the voice of the Joker.
Oh, Troy Baker?
Yeah, he actually did really good.
Well, remember, it was earlier this year we had he was at some comic convention where he was announced as the voice.
Was that Troy? Was he the one that did that?
Yeah.
So he's the one who did the voice for Arkham Origins then.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he's kind of taken over the role from.
Well, there's a African American voice actor who's done Joker a couple times too, and there's a running joke between him and Mark Hamill that there's a movie about voice actors going called I Know That Voice.
Yes, that's actually a really good one. You guys should
it
check
is.
that out.
I really like it. Definitely worth checking out.
But yeah, this one, good action, well produced. I want
well
more.
animated.
I want
very well
more.
animated.
I need more from this. So
yeah, and the fact what I love is they kept CCH Pounder as Waller.
She kind of is the role now. I mean,
well, and what's sad is we were talking
about this last week about
we were
should they have skinny Waller or fat Waller in the upcoming Justice League movies.
I hope they go with hefty Waller, and I hope it's CCH Pounder because she's got the ability to do it.
She does. So
and
if you guys,
and like I said, she's the voice in the animated series. She is, in my mind, that is the voice I hear when you talk about Waller.
Of course. So I highly recommend picking this up. You can get right now if you go to Best Buy. This Blu-ray is on sale for $15. So
is it now?
Yeah. So
nice.
Go pick it up. It has Blu-ray, has DVD, and if you really want, it has ultraviolet.
If you want to download it to your phone or your iPod, you know.
What's funny, you can get the Blu-ray for $15, or you can buy it on iTunes for $20. I'm like, that doesn't make sense.
Get the combo pack.
Exactly. So that's pretty much. I mean, I watch, of course, anime here and there. I'm caught up on S.H.I.E.L.D., caught up on Doctor Who. My girlfriend's now caught up on Doctor Who.
I am not.
Doctor
I need to get caught up, but I'm not.
There's always these quintessential episodes with each Doctor's like, yes, this is the Doctor.
Well, yeah, it's the one when they finally come into their own.
Yes. For me, for Capaldi, it was a couple episodes ago with Listen, but this last episode, if there was any shred of doubt,
I don't think I've watched Listen yet.
It's like episode 4, I think, of this season. But this last episode, you will enjoy it for several reasons. One, the acting's great. I mean, it further solidifies Capaldi as the Doctor.
As the current Doctor? Okay.
And second, the CG. Oh my god, the CG was impressive as all hell.
The last episode I saw was, I saw the first one.
Mm-hmm.
That was the restaurant, right? Yeah, there was a restaurant.
Yes.
Then there was Inside the Dalek.
Mm-hmm.
The Robin Hood one.
Mm-hmm.
I think those are the only 3 I've seen. I don't know if I've seen Ep 4 or not. What was that? What was the point of episode 4?
4 was which? Let me double check. 4 was Listen.
What's the storyline? The recap.
The recap of that one is the Doctor wonders if there is no one's ever truly alone. That always when you feel like you're alone, you feel the pricklies in the back of your neck and whatnot. There's actually someone there, and it's this hunt of trying to prove it.
So he's going after the silence.
No, I can't give anything
no,
more
I haven't
than
seen that episode.
Okay, then they do an actual bank heist, which is actually pretty good. The caretaker, he jumps in hiding at Clara's school. Kill the Moon's a really good one. Mummy on the Orient Express after that is basically a throwback to not Tennant's, but Matt Smith's Doctor at the episode where Amy and Rory finally got married and they were about to take off. Goodbye, and he's on the phone. Yes, I'm sorry, Your Majesty. Yes, I hear a mummy loose on the train on the Orient Express in space. And apparently they never made it there, but now he's finally have.
Okay.
So.
Well, there's also supposed to be an episode where he goes back to Pompeii, which is how they're tying in the fact that Capaldi was in the Pompeii episode.
Yeah, they definitely need to get to that so you can, either this episode or next episode.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to work my way towards that.
You kind of.
I am getting caught up on stuff, so
Kind of need to.
You seriously need to get caught up on Blacklist. They've done some.
I know I need to watch at least one episode.
We've been swearing so much with that. They're doing some seriously hinky shit, but it's so good.
I'm not doubting the fact that it's amazing. I just need to actually be able to spend time actually get to it.
Make the time.
Yes, I do need to make the time. But I guess it is time, though, however, for us to go ahead and call this episode, wouldn't you say?
I think so.
Yes.
We're actually going to be, oh my God, we're actually going to be almost an hour? Holy shit.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out. Stay tuned for post-show, and thanks for tuning in, as you guys always have for the past, 104 episodes?
Yeah,
it's been crazy.
Man. Can't believe we're still doing this.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm glad we're still doing it, and I want to do more, but...
Same here.
Let's get on the other side of Halloween.
Yeah, let's get to that first. All right, everybody. For From My Mother's Basement, I'm Jason.
And I am Michael.
We'll see you guys next week. Take it easy, everybody.